Starting a clothing brand in 2025 is now on easy mode, y'all. But here's the thing, 99% of brand owners don't understand that the game has completely changed. So there's a shift right now in the clothing brand space that nobody's really talking about. And the brands that are catching on to this are printing money. And the ones that haven't caught on, still having failed drops, still struggling, and still wondering why nothing's working. And look, I get it. You probably clicked on this video thinking you need hundreds and thousands of dollars to start the brand. Or maybe you think you need a massive following from day one to get real sales. Or think you need years of experience in business or even fashion to get this thing going. And that's the biggest lie keeping people on the sidelines right now. Truth is, I started my brand Be Special with none of that. I had no experience. Basically, I had 0 followers, but I had a couple $100 saved up from my UPS job to get this started. And now we're doing over $90,000 a month. We got hundreds of celebrities wearing our stuff like Gunna, Sway Lee, Low Shimmy, hundreds of basketball players. And just last week, we got our brand to Shaq West and No Cap. And that's what understanding what this shift does to your brand. Now look, I'm not showing you this to flex. I'm showing you this because while I was figuring it all out, I wasted years and years chasing the wrong strategies. I lost thousands of dollars and I made every mistake possible when it comes to trying to start and scale my brand. Once I saw the shift for what it really was, everything changed. This isn't gonna be one of those service level videos that you see on YouTube that get you nowhere. This is the full blueprint. A complete free course taking you from zero to a profitable drop, doing what actually works today in the clothing brand space. Not what worked 3 years ago or some clothing brand owner's guru playbook. We're breaking down building a real brand identity that make people feel before they buy. How to work with manufacturers without getting scammed. The marketing strategies and the 4 content types that are actually working organically to convert. On top of that, the scaling system that turn your brand into a real business without having to work 24/7. This is the same process that helped Elmira make $15,000 in just 24 hours with her first drop. And this is how Antoine was able to make $40,000 with his brand after struggling the entire year making no sales because he wasn't following what the shift really was. So enough talking, let's get straight into it. Now, building a brand that hits different. Stop chasing trends. Trends die, identity doesn't. When you're curating your products, yeah, you want to incorporate some trendy designs when you're first starting out because you want to get the attention of the audience. But your sole focus of your brand should not just be strictly trends. Ask, what do I actually stand for? Not what's selling this week. Know your brand's identity, know your brand's message, and know exactly what your why is when it comes to starting your clothing brand. Make your story the centerpiece. That's what separates a brand from a hustle. When it comes to starting a brand, you need a message, you need an identity. What do you stand for? Because your customers that buy are going to stand for the same thing and they need something to stand for as well. So if you're just chasing trends, if you're looking at a clothing brand as a hustle, it will not work long term. Now, don't get me wrong. You might make some bucks, right? You might make a couple bucks chasing trends, but at the end of the day, it will not last you. It will not relieve you from that financial and time freedom. Define your why. Every great brand sells emotion, not just fabric. Like I just said, sell a message, sell a story. People love to buy into stories. Everybody is making clothes nowadays, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, whatever it is. But the difference between the brands that are successful to the brands that are not is because the brands that are successful actually tell a story and resonate with the customer. They sell more than the actual product. It's not all about just, hey, here's my shirt, go buy it. No, you have to tell a story and incorporate the shirt within that story in order for it to sell. Cut the noise. If you're trying to please everyone, you'll inspire no one. When it comes to your audience, find your audience. When I first started my brand, some of my friends and family members just didn't like what I was producing, the clothes that I was making or the ideas that I had. It took me a while to realize that when it comes to starting a business, not everyone is going to be your audience, even if it's your friends or your family members. So you have to kind of get that through your head that not everyone is going to be a fan of what you create. You have to go find your audience and the people that actually resonate with what you want to create. Some of those people, some of those close people to you, they may love you to death, but in reality, they don't really resonate with what you want to start. So at the end of the day, you cannot let that discourage you guys. Do not let that discourage you. Do not make that the reason on why you don't want to get far with your clothing brand. The goal is to make people feel you before they wear you. One of the first concepts I want to talk about is people care about the why, not as much as they care about the what. Now, in a dating scenario, your what is the looks of the girl. Your why is the personality. And we can parallel this to your brand, which the what being the product and your why being your mission and your vision to the brand. Now, say in a dating perspective, I'm standing in the middle and there's one girl next to me and another girl next to me. One's pretty, one's ugly. Obviously, at first glance, I'm gonna approach the pretty girl, get her number, take her on a date, whatever it is. Everyone would. Which refers back to that quote, what, which is your product, which in this case is the looks of the person. The what is what's gonna drive those people in, not the why. Personality, the mission, the vision, not the why. Because no one in this world will ever go up to a girl or a guy and say, hey, you look look really ugly, but I want to get to know your personality even more. Like, no, this is not how the world works. It's the same thing with your brand. Your product, your what, need to be really good in order to get people's attention in this cutthroat industry of clothing brands. We live in a world full of goldfish attention spans. And if we see the same copy and paste brands everywhere, no one's gonna buy from you. So that's why I hate when these gurus say that your mission and your vision need to be important. They need to be stronger than your product. Because in reality, all these gurus just say that to get rid of their competition. But I'm gonna make it straight. You need to have a good what, which is your product, in the dating scenario, and then have a strong why. Because the what, which is the looks, is gonna pull in at first glance. And then the why, or the personality that keeps someone staying, is the repeat buying from your brand. Same with the new brand. You need an incentive for someone to buy your product because you are a new brand. You hold no value. Brand holds no value. Your brand logo holds no value. Just simple like that. Let's just talk about reality right now. So you need to make sure your product is on point and is as fire as possible. And then you can think about your mission statement and your why. Next is designing with purpose and not pressure. Stop overthinking design. It's not about who can draw the best. It's about who can connect the best. Inspiration is everywhere, y'all. I get inspiration from everywhere. Literally, I just got inspiration the other day walking in the mall. I didn't even walk into a store. I was walking in the mall and I see someone walking past me. And when I see them walking past me, they had a crazy jacket on. And there was just a certain aspect on that jacket that I was like, wow, I think I'm gonna use this for my brand. You can even get inspiration from the pain or the trials and tribulations that you've been through. But all in all, don't steal. Reinterpret. Add your fingerprint to every design. Use Virgil's 3% rule. I know it's cliche. I know a lot of brand owners talk about it, but it's the truth. And all you have to do is add your 3 to 6% onto the product. Find a few different brands and just take aspects from these different brands. Okay, I like how this brand did their rhinestones. I like how this brand did their design location where they put the brand name on the tip of the hood. And just take every single one of those aspects and put it into your own product. Use what you have. If you have Canva, Procreate, Illustrator, the tool doesn't make the idea. But at the end of the day, you want to make sure your mock-up and tech pack is completed and finalized in the right way for your manufacturer. If you have trouble designing, hit up a graphic designer. All you have to do is type in STD on Instagram. You will find so many graphic designers that are ready to design your product. So if you don't know how to design, it's okay. Just simply fill out an outline and let the graphic designer know exactly what you want. So if you say, I want this aspect from this hoodie, you let them know, hey, I like how this brand did their rhinestones. I want my rhinestones just like this. I like how this brand put their logo right here. I want to put my logo right there as well. Super simple. If you don't know how to design, it's okay. When I first started, I didn't know how to design either, but I knew how to make my money work for myself. So if I don't know how to design, I'm gonna go straight to the professionals, y'all. I'm gonna go to the professional and I'm gonna let him get it done within 24 to 48 hours so I can get on with my sample. A lot of you brand owners have such big egos and don't wanna make your money work for you, and you're sitting here trying to figure out how to design a product and you're figuring it out for 2, 3, 4 weeks on end. When I just contacted my graphic designer and I got 5 designs made in less than 48 hours. Build mood boards, create that vibe, create that aesthetic for your brand. Again, inspiration. Go find inspiration for your brand and find that aesthetic that you're looking for and create a board. Print out every single picture that inspires you, put it on that board and really get a vision for your brand. Your design should match your message. If your quote says pain and represents pain, your colors can't stream party on. So if the message is deep and dark, there shouldn't be any yellows and reds and all type of vibrant colors. Next is that manufacturing trap. Now I know a lot of you brand owners that are watching that have been scammed by manufacturers. In these days in 2025, you should not be getting scammed by manufacturers. There's too much information out here on how to find a manufacturer, how to communicate with one, how to negotiate and everything like that, right? And if you don't know how to do that, all you have to do is simply subscribe to my channel and you will see everything you need to know when it comes to manufacturing. Now, let's debunk all the myths. You don't have to fly to China and you don't have to spend $10,000 on sample. The real game is finding 3 to 5 suppliers that can communicate clearly. That's more valuable than a cheap price. Before you contact this manufacturer, you need to make sure that your mock-up and tech pack is ready. The first question they're gonna ask you when it comes to pricing, any type of pricing, sample pricing, bulk pricing, whatever it is, they wanna see that mock-up and tech pack first. They cannot come up with a price until they see that mock-up and tech pack because they need to know what all comes into your product. You can't just contact the manufacturer and say, hey, what's the sample price for a hoodie? Well, what's all on the hoodie? Is there distressing on it? Is there embroidery on it? Is there a wash on it? Is there stones on it? Everything that you add onto the hoodie makes the hoodie more expensive. Now, always make sure you order the sample first. When I first started doing cut and sew, I ordered a bulk order first before my sample because I was just too excited. I was ready to drop. I was too excited. I had the money to get the bulk order, and I was just like, all right, I'm gonna just get the bulk and I'm gonna trust the manufacturer. Next thing you know, when the bulk comes in, my XLs are fitting like mediums and my larges are fitting like small. So get that sample first and it will save you so much time and money, y'all. I still have the inventory sitting in my garage till this day because the size chart is so off, and it's just a bunch of money wasted if you don't go through that sample process first. And when you're going through that sample process and you finally get your sample in, you want to check for everything, size chart, making sure everything was correct when it came to your mock-up and your tech pad. Don't rush the bulk. Fix your mistakes early. If you have to order another sample, that's okay. I've had to order 3 to 4 to 5 samples of just the same product, and that's okay. Why would you want to drop a product that's not finished and is not completed to a customer that's supporting your brand and spending their hard-earned money with you? Yeah, you might get that first sale, but you won't get that returning customer. Build respect with your manufacturer. I know a lot of you guys see content on social media of brand owners disrespecting manufacturers or talking about them in a negative way, but at the end of the day, these manufacturers are not your servants. They're like your business partners, the ones that are actually doing real business. So the ones that are scamming and doing bad business, there are ones out there, those are the ones you don't pay respect to. But the ones that have actually gave you a great product, communicated clearly, gave you great pricing, even when you built a relationship, those are the ones you pay respect to. You never want to disrespect your manufacturer that is supplying your products. Your manufacturer's consistency will make or break your reputation. So if you're working with a manufacturer that did good business in the beginning, but slowly as you built the relationship, the bulk orders were slower, the samples were slower, communication was a little bit off. So now you got to find new manufacturers that can provide the same type of service, not the one that your current manufacturer is doing now. Next is your website is your storefront, not your art project. All right, this is super, super important, y'all, because a lot of you brand owners think that Instagram pages are more important than websites, and it's the other way around. Shopify only, period. No Wix, no GoDaddy, nothing like that. Straight Shopify. It's the best for e-commerce. It's the best for your clothing brand. Simplicity wins. You need a clean layout just like this, fast loading time and easy checkout. A lot of you brand owners want like a cover page on your website where you have to click enter and type in a code and all that type of other stuff. It's not necessary. Not everyone has the strongest Wi-Fi like you do. So if someone's trying to shop in the outskirts of Nebraska and they don't have the best service and they just want to buy your product, use lifestyle photos. Make sure you are using your professional content within your website. Everything I talk about when I talk about the types of content you need, that professional studio content is what you need for your website. All right, now you can post on your Instagram page if you want to, but it's strictly for your website to give it that clean and premium look. You can also incorporate lifestyle photos as well, but those professional photos are the most important. Some of these professional photos look like this, and some lifestyle photos look like this as well. Next is making sure your SMS and email pop-up is set up. Postscripts for SMS, Klaviyo for emails. And when it comes to SMS email, you want to make sure that pop-up is active on your website. So when someone visits your website, a couple seconds later, they get that pop-up to where they want 10% off, 20% off, a free gift, whatever your pop-up is, making sure you incorporate that within your website so you can collect data. Why is data so important? Because we are able to contact the customer directly, whether it's phone or email, and let them know, hey, we have a new drop coming up, we have a new product out, we have a sale going on, whatever it is. If you're solely determined on just dropping on Instagram or just on social media in general, you have to compete with the algorithm. Competing with Instagram algorithm is so hard, you're only touching about 10 to 15% of your followers. Imagine if throughout all your followers, you have all their phone numbers, you can text them directly and let them know that you have a sale going on or you're dropping a new collection. Data is important. If your website cannot convert, your marketing will not save you. Your website makes you the money. So if your website's not intact to where it's able to convert, there's literally no point of you starting a business because that is where you're gonna make your money. Now, when it comes to pricing your products, you wanna price like a business owner, not a fan. If you're getting a hoodie for $28, I always like making at least 2.5 to 3x of what I've paid for the product. If I paid $28 for my product, times it by 3, I wanna sell that product for at least $80 to $85. Add up every single cost, production, shipping, packaging, taxes, merchant fees, ads, set real margins. Don't be scared to charge what you're worth, man. If you guys know the quality, you know what type of product you produce, you know you spent a lot of time on this product, and you know you have a great manufacturer for it, and it's gonna last in the washer multiple times. A lot of you guys are making products saying, oh, this is it right here, and then I throw it in the washer, and it's not the same as how I got it. People pay for presentation and story. Your presentation is everything. Perspective, presentation is everything. Sometimes it's not just about the products, it's about the presentation as well. That's why I tell brand owners all the time, why don't you have custom tags, size tags? Why don't you have custom packaging for your brand? Because presentation is everything. You can't just sit around and say, oh, hey, I'm selling this hoodie for $100, but I don't have my brand logo on the size tag or on the bag that I'm selling it in. Where's the value at? Customers want to feel like they're being being valued. And if you're shipping out a product in a clear bag with your item in it with no type of branding, just know this is not what the bigger companies are doing. Study competitive pricing, but just don't let it box you in. Example, if you build something that feels luxury, stop pricing it like it's basic. When you know your math, nobody can tell you that your price is too high. Next is building that demand early. This is what most brands miss out on. They wait for the sample to arrive to start promoting. Now, one of the ways I promote before the sample gets here is by doing manufacturer marketing. Kind of looks a little bit like this. And this is throughout the production process of your sample. So you want to let your manufacturer know, can you send me photos and videos during the production process so I can tease my customers and my audience and let them know something crazy is coming. All of this builds curiosity, community, and anticipation. You're literally letting people watch the birth of this product. The goal is to make people feel like they're a part of the process before it even drops. Now let's talk about organic marketing. Say you get the sample in, you get your bulk order in, whatever it is, and you're ready to start marketing, start putting content out there. The 4 types of content you will need for your clothing brand. Number 1 is professional content. This is for website purposes, but you can also post this on social media, but mainly for your website. You're gonna create clean, high quality photos and videos shot in studio. This is used for website, product pages, ads, and press features. This builds trust and legitimacy and makes your brand look more established. Think model shots, white background, close-ups, detail, and texture. When you're doing this professional content, you want to incorporate the model's outfits, the model maybe from chest up, the model has the jacket on, and you just get some details of the jacket right here without getting their face, and doing some flat lays as well. Next is lifestyle content. Now that looks a little bit something like this, and this is for aesthetic purposes. This is what goes into your main feed and shows your product in real environments. Location matters. Streets, events, everyday scenes is what brings that lifestyle content to life for your brand. So early on in the video, when I talked about telling a story, this is the location and this is the type of content I'm talking about. That lifestyle content. Your customers want to see themselves in your brand before they even buy it. That's why lifestyle content is so important. Number 3 is UGC content. That's user generated content. Send samples to creators, even small influencers who fit your vibe. Brand owners always want to go for the most poppin' influencer with 1 million followers, 500,000 followers, whatever it is. It's really hard to do business with those type of influencers because they're working with so many bigger brands. So find those micro influencers under 30K. And don't only look at followers. This is really important because the engagement is the most important. It's all about how the followers engage with the content. You want to find those micro influencers that have 20K, 30K, and they're getting 100, 200, 300 comments. Also, you don't always have to send the actual product to the influencer. You send them a picture of the product, you give them a caption, give them the link, and they post it on their story. Now, all of their audience is still seeing your product on their story. There's a lot of influencers out there to get a good amount of views. And think about it, guaranteed over half of their audience has never seen your brand before. So if they love the product, this is what I talk about earlier in the video when I say the looks of your product is what's gonna really bring your audience in. So if your product is that scroll stopper, I promise you, once you get your brand onto that influencer story, you're going to get SMS subscribers, sales, whatever your goal is. When you're dealing with influencers as well, ask them for like try on videos, get ready with me videos, and more reels. All right, it's cool to do photos every now and then. You definitely want to make sure they get some photos, but make sure they get some videos as well, because it's really good to use for Instagram, because I always talk about posting reels on Instagram to gain followers and gain engagement. And it's also good for your ads. Videos are a lot more engaging than photos because people like to see how the product is worn, what happens when you put your arms all the way up, and how it fits. Repost everything, not just influencers. Repost customers, repost people actually supporting your brand. I remember when I first started, I wasn't really reposting like the customers that didn't have no drip. They'll buy my shirt, but they wouldn't put on like a fire fit with it, right? So I would never repost it. But now I repost every single customer that buys from my brand because they spent their hard-earned money with me, man. Like, why not repost them and show love? Like, there's a lot of brand owners on here that their ego is so big they only want to repost the fly fits. Who cares? Like the post, comment on it from your brand page, and these customers didn't have to buy from you. They didn't have to. Another clothing brand next door they could have bought from. So make sure you're giving that value to the customer and making them feel appreciated. Next is product-based content. Now this is strictly product-based. Product. No models, no other accessories around it, just strictly the product. This showcases the details, it showcases the texture, the stitching, the zippers, the print quality, the packaging. Record unboxings. While you're doing product-based content, record unboxing, fabric close-ups, and styling tips. You're selling quality and emotion. Make them feel both. Combine all 4. Post daily across TikTok and Instagram. Rotate between the content types, and also end with a call to action. Always have to end with a call to action. What is your goal? Are you trying to get SMS subscribers? Are you trying to get sales? Are you just trying to get out? You have to make sure you have a CTA when you are posting your content. You're You're just posting content for views and you have no funnel. Next is paid ads when you're ready to scale. Don't touch ads until you've proven your product organically. A lot of you brand owners have this like type of fetish that, oh, I automatically want to run ads. What you don't realize is that ads help you scale. What exactly are they scaling if they have nothing to scale? You guys start brands with no trust, no credibility, and your first drop, you're trying to run ads and your website is not converted. What are you ready to run ads for? Start off organically. Create the product, drop the product, create content, and see what works. It's not all about just throwing money to the ads and saying, oh, okay, I'm gonna make a return. You never know. When I first started running ads, I was spending $50 a day. I didn't make a sale the first 4 to 5 days running ads, and not even realizing that it was my back end, my funnel, my content, my website, my Instagram page that just wasn't trustworthy enough for people in other states and other countries who buy my product. Also, when you first start running ads, you only want to run them to Facebook and Instagram. This is the best for clothing. Test your creatives. When it comes to running ads, you want to be creating content every single week, man, because there are times when your content will die off. It will get oversaturated and you have to keep the content fresh. Test 3 to 5 creatives at a time, kill the losers and fund the winner. Whatever your winning creatives are, you want to add more money to it. Whatever creatives that are spending and not making you any results, turn them off. Focus on storytelling creatives. Your audience should know the benefits of this product. It shouldn't just be, hey guys, here's my t-shirt, here's some rhinestones on it, go buy it. There are so many different angles on how you can sell your product. Tell a story, give some benefits, talk about the quality, talk about the fabric, and so many other things like that. It's not just how the actual functionality of it is. Again, y'all, paid ads don't fix bad product. They amplify what's already working. Grind organically, learn how to make content, create your audience, create your views, bring engagement to your brand page organically so that once you start spending money on ads, you're gonna flourish. Next is systems and team building. Treat your brand like a business from day one. This is your baby. This is what is going to get you out the hood. This one get you out the trenches. I don't understand you brand owners that don't take it seriously, and it's like you got one foot in, you got one foot out. You're completely just wasting your time. You might as well just stick to your 9 to 5 and call it a day. If you're in and out with starting a business, you're never going to get that chance to say, I get to finally quit my job. You have to take this serious. Those late nights, those early mornings are serious. Like, I know it sounds cliche, but I've been through it. Going to sleep at 4 a.m. and waking up at 6 a.m. And especially when I have my 9 to 5 job, I'll get off of work, get some food, maybe relax for a little bit, and get straight to work when it comes to my business. Systems equal freedom. Automate what you repeat. I know you guys see a lot of my videos on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube of me just getting random orders. I'll get an order for $250 at 1 o'clock, and then at 1:15 I got another order for $150. I just made $400 in 15 minutes. I was probably sitting at home laying on my couch when I got those orders. And the reason for that is because my systems are in place. All of my retargeting flows are in place when it comes to my SMS and email. Abandoned cart, view product. So whenever a customer is on my website, they added to cart, they viewed a product, they checked out, but didn't completely buy, they're getting a text message, they're getting an email right back to the cart, and then they buy. So those are where those sales are coming from. I didn't do any of that. It was all about building my systems. When I first started my business, yes, I was doing everything on my own. That's just how it goes. But 4 or 5 years in now, I have so many employees when it comes to graphic designers, customer support, customer fulfillment, and everything like that. So start off with a graphic designer, start off with a VA that'll help you with your customer support, and then grow to marketing leads, content editors, customer service. You guys have to know your numbers like your favorite song. Don't pray for growth if you're not ready to manage it. Trust me, guys, when I started scaling my brand, I started coming into so many different complications because I wasn't ready to scale. My production, my manufacture wasn't intact, my shipping wasn't intact, my customer service wasn't intact. So many things were going wrong when I was trying to scale. Turn buyers into believers. You want retention more than reach. It's cheaper to keep a customer than get a new one. Just because a customer buys that one time doesn't mean you're done with the customer. Follow up with them 30 to 60 days later and let them know, hey, we saw that you got our product. How's the quality? How's the fit? We would love for you to post us on Instagram and tag us. Use SMS and email flows, abandoned cart, post-purchase thank you, restock alert. Create exclusivity, limited drops, closed site windows, private access, reward loyalty, discount codes, early access, small gifts, all right? The people that are VIP customers spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars with you, you want to make them a priority because they're spending the most money with you. Your packaging should make them feel like they joined something, not just bought something. Lastly, you need to have that long game mindset. Don't get addicted to drops. Build systems that create stability. Plan 90 days ahead. Products, content, revenue goal, diversify income, collabs, accessories, wholesale, content. Also, keep learning. I have some students in my mentorship that made a good amount of money with their brand, but they're still at that rookie stage where they're still learning on how to be a vet. Once you guys start making that money, once you guys start getting all these orders, still learn. There's so much to learn out there. I still have so much to learn. I have mentors myself. You can never stop learning. You're not building a moment, you're building a whole movement with with your clothing brand. If you can stay consistent for a year, you'll pass 90% of people who quit in a month. Now, before we wrap this up, let me be real with you. Everything I showed you in this video actually works. You can take this blueprint, apply it, and absolutely see results. But here's what I gotta tell you. This is only the surface level of what the shift really is. Building a clothing brand is easy in theory, but the execution is where most people get stuck. You're gonna run into problems that you completely did not expect. Manufacturers flaking on you, content that you thought would do really well, not hitting for you, drops underperforming even though you did everything right. And the reality is, every brand is different. Your identity, your audience, your message, it's all unique to you. So while this video gives you the most universal advice that I can give, there's always gonna be something specific in your situation that changes the game plan. Maybe you got a full-time job and you can only put a few hours in at night. Maybe you got kids or your time is limited. Or maybe your brand is just built different and you need a custom approach. Nothing that a YouTube video can fully cover. The shift I talked about in this video is only a piece of it. There's layers to starting and scaling a brand we couldn't get into in this one video. You got two options after watching this video. Option one, you take everything from this video and go try it off on your own. Spend the next few years, like I did, learning through trial and error, making mistakes, losing money, and hoping it all clicks eventually. Or option two, if you're serious about cutting years off this process and you want someone who's already done it to walk you step by step through the process, you can click that first link in the description to apply to work with me one-on-one. There's a free training that you have to watch before we even hop on call. So go through that, and if it resonates with you, go ahead and apply to book a call. That's it. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe because I'm bringing you fresh new content every single week on the clothing brand space. Mr. Be Special, we gone.